Hello, parents, and welcome to the 25-26 school year. This is Jessica White, and I'm going to lead you through a few policies and some information regarding the Child Learning Academies for this year. Of course, our goal aligns with the RISD North Star's goal of every teacher who we support through this program, every leader, and every child, each and every one of the 230 children we will have this year at the Child Learning Academies. We are excited to make them an every child every day as well. It is our goal to give you that peace of mind while you are working in RISD and knowing your child is in a safe and loving environment. We are your co-workers. We are all on the same team, and we look forward to working alongside you so that you can do the great work that you do as well. And this year, we are dreaming big. We are the big dream of the Richardson ISD trustees and Superintendent Branham so many years ago that believed that we could have child learning academies and employee child care. And here we are opening our third center this year. So we are excited to be the big dream, and we are dreaming big for your children as well. This is our Early Childhood Services leadership team. We are now led by Dr. Kristen Leeper, the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. We have Katie Finney as our Early Childhood leader. She's the coordinating director of Early Childhood Services. I am Jessica White. I'm the director of the Child Learning Academies, all three. And then we also have added Miss Kristen Hart to our team this year. She is the director of the Little Rams and Little Wildcats Child Learning Academy. She will be overseeing both the child care side there and also the pre-K classes. We also have an awesome leadership team for the learning academies as well. Little Eagles, Miss Deborah Bills will be entering her third year as the site manager at Little Eagles, and Miss Holly Meharado is also the assistant site manager there and will be her third year. Miss Stephanie Taylor is still here. She is a site manager for Little Mustangs for her going into her full second year, and Miss Laura Carrion is, again, the assistant site manager for Little Mustangs, and we're so excited that all four of them have stayed with us from the beginning and have provided such great leadership. And we're excited to also add Miss Monica Pilcher. She's a site manager for Little Rams and Little Wildcats, and she comes to us from Plano ISD, where she ran the similar programs up there. And we're also excited to have Miss Katie Nelson. She is our assistant site manager at Little Rams and Wildcats, and she has a long history here working in the district and knows so many great and wonderful things and is providing such great leadership. So thank you, Monica and Katie, for joining our team. Of course, we every day are looking towards how we can align with the North Star goal for Richardson ISD. So we wanted to think this year about high quality care and play. And when we watch children play, it's complicated. It's not always easy. It's complex and often difficult to watch unfold because they're still learning all their social emotional skills. They're still learning how to navigate being in a group and share toys and stuff. And it takes patience, trust, and a level of skill to allow a child to truly lead their own learning. So that is our goal, is that we have child-led learning here at the Child Learning Academies. It's all in the name, right? And we're excited. We've been teaching our caregivers how to help facilitate that. I hope you will take a minute to download the Parent Handbook if you have not already. Here's your QR code and your link. So lots of great information in there about how we do school, and I'm going to highlight some of the most needed or the policies that people really need to know. All right, so of course we're coming up on the first day, and if you've got this, you probably are at the first day, but we need you to have your admissions and student information form signed and dated, filled out, and the medical authorization and immunization record turned in before your first day of school. Infants will also have a safe sleep form and a feeding schedule form. The feeding schedule form will be given to you on a monthly basis to change anything that has changed until a child is eating mostly table foods. And then if you are dealing with allergies, please stop by the office and make sure that we have your child's allergy action plan and any medications needed for that. We follow Richardson's emergency protocols. So if there is an emergency at our center, we will utilize Informacast to notify the district and all of our staff, as well as conducting the same drills that RISD does. And of course, we can't imagine right now in this heat, but when we get to winter, if there are inclement weather days and closings, we will also close when Richardson ISD does. We have plans for evacuations. At Little Eagles, we are blessed to be able to use the clothes closet as an external shelter in place, and we can evacuate to there if needed. At Little Mustangs, we will reunify over on the court after getting out of the center. And that's where we gather together. And then at Little Rams and Little Wildcats, we will be under the trees on the east side of the property if we have to do an evacuation. Drop off and pick up. So we utilize ProCare as our parent communication app, as well as sign-ins and sign-outs. If you're watching this early in the semester, we are still working on getting it up and running for Little Rams and Wildcats. We will have plenty of paper to go home and let you know all the things, and we will get pictures, and we will figure out how to make that happen. But in the meantime, please make sure that when you do have ProCare, that you are signing your child in as you walk in and signing them out as you leave in the afternoons. You will possibly know already that we have two different badges that are allowed into the child care centers. They are the employee parent of the child will gain access to be able to walk into the classroom, walk all the way to the classroom and back. But you can also designate one other person to receive a red badge, which is a CLA guest badge, and they will do their background check through Richardson ISD, go be fingerprinted and background check there, and then we will be able to walk to and from the classroom. If a parent needs to go back and does not have their badge, then we can run through Verkada and get a visitor badge. We will only do that for those who already have access. But we're really trying to tighten down our policies and our procedures this year. So if you don't have a badge and are not able to walk back, we will have you wait in the lobby or in the vestibule there, and we will go get your child for you. So please make sure you have your badge when you arrive and are ready to go back. Otherwise, we will be happy to do that for you. And just keep in mind, because we are one of the few Richardson ISD buildings that does allow people to walk in, please be aware that we do not want to hold the door for others. You may know them, you may not know them, but if people do not have a badge, we need for them to wait because they may or may not have been background checked. So please do not hold doors for other families, and we would encourage you that it's not rude, it's just safe, and we don't want people walking into our child care centers. Regarding drop-off and pickup at Little Eagles, just keep in mind that the west parking lot does not have an entrance. Sorry we didn't get that to you before parent orientation, but please go in through the east parking lot, and that is where you can do your drop-offs and your pickups right there. For Little Mustangs, we are on the end at Canyon Creek Elementary. You are welcome to utilize the drop-off and pickup zone on Aspenwood there. And sit and just park there for a few minutes. You can also utilize the parking lot there in front of the pool if you need to. At Little Rams and Wildcats, there will be parking out in front. You can see that the main entrance is the portico to the furthest east in the building. That is the main entrance and where the office will be. You can see where the cars are parked along there. That will be open parking for drop off and pickup. We know that there's not a lot of that. Once we get a couple of weeks into school, we imagine that there will not be everybody dropping off at the same time. You are also, I would say first, please do not park in the fire lane that is in front of the school. We do not want you to be ticketed. You also cannot park along the bike lane on Spring Valley, but you can also utilize the side street on the east of the campus and walk around and walk in. And then there is also the parking lot, which will potentially be filled with teacher cars, but you can also park there and walk around. We know it's not terribly convenient, but we also know that as the school year goes on, we will have people dropping off at all different times, and we think there will be plenty of parking once we get that going. And transportation will continue to work with us to make a plan for that. As far as building safety, anybody who has is able to badge in can do so from 6:45 to 9 a.m. and then 3 to 5:30. So between 9 and 3, only CLA employees and any RISD employees such as the CLA leadership will be able to enter. Otherwise, you'll just have to push the doorbell and be able to come in, and then we will be glad to escort children to and from the lobby for anyone who does not have the badge or is on the approved pickup list and shows ID. Late fees, we are open from 6:45 to 5:30 and the doors lock promptly at 5:30. So late fees begin at 5:31. And then on Fridays, please make note that we close at 5 o'clock and those late fees begin at 5:01. From the beginning, it'll be $1 per minute, but if there are consecutive or excessive late pickups, we may need to move to $5 per minute so that we can all get out of there on time. We know accidents happen. We know that we run late a couple of times, and we also know that there's Dallas traffic, but we do want to honor our staff's time as well. Lunches, please make sure that you cut all of the foods up into small portions. We do deal with choking hazards at this age in the infant toddler center, so bento boxes are great. The main choking hazards we see come in are grapes and hot dogs and carrots. So please make sure grapes and hot dogs are not round, they're cut up into quarters, and also that cheese sticks as well need to be cut up. And then also carrots can be steamed first, which makes them softer for the kids to eat if you just want to cut them. Otherwise, they also need to be in smaller pieces. Newly introduced foods should not be done on a school day. Please make sure you try them because a lot of times we may be the first ones to find out they have an allergy. And speaking of allergies, we do not allow any peanut products in our child learning academies. So please make sure that if you are sending something that looks like a peanut butter, please go ahead and mark it and let us know that it is sun butter or almond butter or whatever that is so that we do not put it back and keep your child from eating it. Regarding snacks, we ask that here we talked about some choking hazards here, but also you're welcome to bring them kind of in bulk. We will have containers for the children to be able to choose their own. Make sure you label the snacks and label everything that comes into the center. The first and with a first and last initial. If they're not labeled, we're going to have to find a way to label them so that we know whose cups are whose and people are not sharing that. But big things to make sure are labeled are milk and formula bottles, water bottles, and the children's jackets. at least put it on the tag. We will be doing daily health checks upon drop-off. Medications must all go to the office, and they will be administered by the CLA site managers or somebody within administration that's there that has been trained on that. We must give them according to the directions on the box, or there has to be a doctor's note to say something different. So make sure that the dosing is correct for your child. And then, of course, a fever is considered 100 degrees or higher. So we will be giving you a call if we see that coming up. Of course, things spread very quickly through an infant or a toddler classroom, so we have to be very careful about that, though we know that y'all are all working. So if there's vomiting and there's diarrhea, we're going to be giving you a call. Please make sure you have some backup plans, that you have talked with your supervisors and things like that, so that they know that that you have a child that this could happen with. And then in order for a child to return, they must be fever-free. So it has to be less than 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours without any fever-reducing medications. So and I know that extra day is that insurance that they are not going to get sick again. And then if they've been on antibiotics, please they need to be on that for 24 hours before they return to school. As far as clothing, we're here to be messy and run and jump and all that. So please plan that when you think about shoes for the kids. Boots are very slippery out on our playgrounds. Flip-flops can cause them to trip. So please take the time to make sure they have good shoes and things like that. Dress them in ways that they can climb. Tight pants and things like that, like tight jeans, skinny jeans can often inhibit their ability to play. So make sure that they have that and know that they are going to get messy. So don't send them in their best, wonderful clothes. Make sure that they have clothes that they can play in and they can paint in and get wet and things like that. In addition to that, please make sure that you send 2 extra sets of clothes in their backpack, so that if they do get wet or they have an accident or something like that, we can give them dry clothes. We do use ProCare. You will be able to get some daily reports, your pictures and things like that. Please know that it is not in real time. It is, we are supervising first, and we want to make sure, excuse me, we would like to make sure that we do that first. So there's also ways to message with the teachers and things like that. We will get you all the information by the end of the day, but please give us that time to make sure that we're taking care of the children. You're welcome to go ahead and program your phone for the office numbers for each center. And that way you have the opportunity to call the front office if you have any questions or anything like that. Each child will have a cubby so they can store their backpacks and lunch boxes and things like that. 2 to 3 sets of extra clothes, more if they are potty training. We'll have the snack tubs on top, and check their shelves daily for artwork and notes, and we'll try to get all of that sent home. But that's their own little space to keep their items, and loveys and things like that will be kept there as well. We do use Frog Street for our curriculum, so you'll be seeing lots of things in the classrooms and lots of activities that align with the Frog Street. And as well, that's part of our goal to align all the way up once they get to 3s and 4s pre-K as well. So rest time. Rooms can be very cold, so please make sure that infants have a sleep sack, because we cannot have anything else in the crib at all. No blankets, no, if they need a pacifier, it needs to have nothing hanging off of it. And then when you choose that sleep sack, please make sure it is not a swaddle and that their arms are able to be free. We know that there are lots of different types of sleep sacks now, but we just need the blanket one, the fleece blanket one that keeps their arms free and keeps them warm. For children over a year, they will sleep on cots. We provide the sheets and the blankets, so you don't need to send anything else for them. If they have a lovey or something like that, we are okay with sending that. We are going to keep it put up until nap time, and then they can have it during nap time and put it back up for the afternoon. But there's no need to send blankets or nap mats or anything like that. They do just fine on the cots, and we will take care of all of those things. We are going to see some behaviors from the kids as they're learning to be in group care and be with other children. So things that are developmentally appropriate, we are going to see biting. We will address it, and typically we find that it's a community issue, so we're going to work with the child. We do not disenroll children for biting and for some of these developmentally appropriate behaviors. We're going to see them struggle with sharing, and we're going to be helping them to learn to take turns and to prefer others and things like that. We're going to see potty training. We will partner with you. We have no potty training curriculum necessarily, but we will work with you, and when your child is ready and they start to be dry and things like that. I also have a parent ed on my YouTube page about potty training if that's helpful for you. And then also, especially at the beginning, we're going to see lots of separation anxiety. We'll also see some of those tears when life changes happen, babies come, people move, things change, or the child just changes development, and all of a sudden we find that they're a little more clingy to mom and dad. So that's okay. We're happy to work through that. That's what we do, and we will work with you and your child for them to know that they are safe and to learn how to be in group care. If we find that there are some developmental milestones they're missing, or that we think that maybe they could use some help that we can't give them necessarily, we will help you to direct you to Child Find, work with the Warren Center in particular, but also RISD once they've turned 3, in order to help with some early intervention. So not a bad thing. We just want to make sure children from the very beginning have the best start, and we will work with you on that. So the next step would be to make sure that either you came to meet the teacher, or that you can schedule, if you're starting after the school year, you can schedule a time to come by and see the room and meet the teacher prior to the first day. August 4th of 2025 is our first day. And then also make a plan to drop off super early, regardless of where you are, and especially if you're at our new center, Little Rams and Wildcats, as the parking is a little bit less there. There's less options and take a little more walking. We want you to be on time for work. We don't want for us to be, the drop off to be the reason that you were running behind. So make sure you drop off early. Plan to go get a Starbucks or a Sonic afterwards if you get it done fast, and you can take a deep breath, and we're just going to have a great year. So as we start this new year, remember that open communication is the key to your child's success. We encourage you to reach out to us to share your insights about your child, because you are the expert on your child, and partner with us every step of the way. We are a team, and your involvement makes all the difference. So thank you for your time. I look forward to getting to know y'all, and have a great year at the Richardson ISD Child Learning Academies.